my name is Millie and welcome to the Performing Arts and Me. For those of you that don't know who I am, in May I finished a foundation course at Bird College, and in September I will be starting at London Studio Centre on a degree course. I make videos about performing arts and my general life experiences and things like that, so if you're interested, please do subscribe. In today's video I'm going to be doing another of my audition process videos, and this one is going to be about my Italia Conti audition process. So yeah, I auditioned for Italia Conti's BA course in musical theatre, I think. I don't know what the full title is, but it's their musical theatre degree course. As with all my audition process videos, please remember that this is just how it was for me on my audition times, days, that kind of thing. And it could have been different at other points this year, and it could be different for people auditioning next year or in the future. So please check the information that they give you and don't take it that everything I say will be the same for you if you are auditioning there in the future, because it could be different. Okay, now, so my first round audition for Italia Conti was via self-tape. I think as part of our self-tape we had to do a dance routine, we had to do a song, and we had to do a monologue. I can't remember what order they had to be on the actual video. I think originally I was given an earlier date, but I asked for a later one, because we'd been recommended as we were on a foundation course so that we could get the most out of our course to audition slightly later on. And then I got an email from them, I can't remember how many weeks later, but I got an email from them and I was told that I wasn't going to be offered a recall for the degree. I was offered a recall for their certificate of higher education in musical theatre or in musical theatre performance. I can't remember the official title, but basically it was a 1-year certificate of higher education, which you could get government funding for. I think the information is on their website about that. But yes, so they offered me a recall for that, and that would be face to face. Now, I think at the time, I still had some audition results I was waiting for, but I don't think I'd had any degree offers at that point. So I was like, oh yeah, I'll do the certificate of higher education recall, because I might not get a degree course, and if it's funded, then that would mean I'd be able to afford it. So I could end up doing another foundation year type thing. I accepted my recall date, or I told them I wanted to do it or something like that, and I think after that they sent me all the information about it. But then before I came to do my audition, I did have a couple of degree offers, but I decided that I still wanted so I still went along, and now I'm going to tell you a bit about the recall. Italia Conti were moving locations, have been moving locations. They're moving to Woking. I think they had 2 sites before in Guildford and what was the other one? Barbican, and I think they were both moving to Woking. But anyway, the audition was the recall was in the Woking area. My address that I was given to go to was in a church. We had to arrive at 9ish, I think, or I arrived at 9, and we had to go in round the side. I'm assuming if you're auditioning next year that their new building will be up and running and you might be auditioning in that. But I was like, I don't know where to go in, but it was in round the side of the church rather than at the front of the church kind of thing. But anyway, so we waited, and then someone came and they registered us, and they said that we'd be doing singing and acting, and then we'd go somewhere else to dance, and we could get changed for the singing if we needed to in the toilet. So then I went to the toilet. I think I might have actually had to change something that I was wearing. Oh, and I had a contact lens issue. I remember that because that was blurry on the journey, and I was like, I need to be able to see properly. So yeah, I think I had to sort out my contact lenses. But anyway, so I came back to where we were waiting, and they registered a couple more people, and then we went for a little welcome chat, and they introduced themselves to us, explained how this first part, the singing and acting part, would work. And then we did a vocal warm up. So there were 2 singing rooms and there was 1 acting room, is what I've got written down here. And we were called in, but we didn't know what order we were going to be called in. So one of the staff members, I think, just came, would be like, can I have blah blah for singing, please, or something, and then they'd go and do their singing. So for me, I went in for singing. I said what my songs were, and they asked me which I prefer to sing, and I said I didn't mind. And so he asked for my legit out of my 2 songs. I talked it through with the pianist and then sung it, and he said he didn't need to hear my second one. Some others I think did do both, or at least part of the second, but I just did the one. He either knew or remembered that that was the same song that I'd done for my self-tape. But yeah, I just did that one. And then we had a little interview slash chat. It was just him and the pianist in there. And then for acting, I think there were 2 people in there, in the room. They asked what my 2 speeches were and asked to see them. He said he'd see my classical and then my contemporary. He also redirected me a bit with my contemporary. So like asked me to do it in a slightly different way, and then he just stopped me. And yeah, I think that was it for acting. So then we were taken somewhere else to do the dance. I think some people had the dance in the morning, and so they would have not had to go to the church. They would have gone to this place that we were doing the dance. And then I think they got walked to the church and we got walked to where we were doing the dance. And we also went via where their new building is, so we got to see the outside. We didn't get to go in. So yeah, we went to a theatre that seemed to be like partly theirs, and we were shown where to change. Then we were kind of like waiting in the corridor and we weren't sure whether we were supposed to be going in to do the audition or not. So I just popped my head around the door and I was like, "Do you want a chat?" They said, "Oh, just wait 2 minutes." So we waited. We did ballet first. So they didn't have ballet shoes and tights on the sheet as things that you needed to have. But I would recommend ballet shoes and tights, particularly ballet shoes. One of the girls only had trainers, so they just asked her to do it in socks. But if you've got ballet shoes, then I would say to bring them. I think there were 4 people on the dance panel, but I think one of them was teaching. So one of them taught the ballet class, and then after that, one of them taught a different one taught the jazz class. I think we had like 3 minutes to get changed for jazz. And yeah, after that, we were basically done, and that was my Italia Conti recall. Um, I then waited a bit and I was put on the reserve list for the foundation course, the certificate of higher education course. Um, and then I waited, and then a bit longer, I was offered a place on their certificate of higher education course. By that point, I'd already had degree. I think I'd already had my degree offer from London Studio Centre by that point. So although I considered doing the foundation course, in the end I decided that I wanted to go to London Studio Centre. The other thing was that you can ask for feedback from Italia Conti, and I have asked for feedback. I haven't heard back from them yet, so I might need to email them again. But they do say that they will give feedback, but I haven't got mine yet, so I can't tell you yet how long that will take. But yeah, and that's all I really wanted to say. I hope this video has been helpful. Obviously mine was a CertHE recall, not a degree recall, but so I don't know how that would be different, and also, as I've said, you never know whether it's going to be different anyway. But I hope this video has been helpful, and if it has, please do give it a like to let me know, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss my future videos. I'm planning to make more videos about auditions and things like that. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. So thank you very much for watching. Bye!